immediately put fire down. The rest of the patrol will move into fire positions. When we've got the enemy's heads down, we will then start pulling back as two teams. You will notice that at no time does anyone move backwards unless there's fire coming down from the other two guys. Whenever we break contact with the enemy, in other words, when we've lost sight of them, the patrol commander will then give the word break. We'll break off the contact and move off on the patrol in a different direction. With a contact right or a contact left, the procedure is exactly the same. For a contact left, we do not have to fan out. We're already in that line. So we immediately turn to the area of threat, put down maximum firepower. When we've got the enemy's heads down again, we'll then start pulling back in our buddy-buddy system and break off the contact. Contact rear. This is when the tail end Charlie spots the enemy behind us. He will immediately shout contact rear. We will once again fan out exactly the same as we did for the contact front, lay down maximum fire and pull back as we did in the previous contact.
So when we talk about a near ambush, we're talking about what's within grenade range. So if somebody initiates an ambush and they're close enough to huck a grenade at you, you're gonna have a much different decision point on how you're going to handle that ambush. So in this case, we're gonna show you what that's going to look like. Charlie. Well, that is a really bad day if that were a grenade, and we're gonna see how far he is. So generally, we're looking at approximately 25 to 35 meters. Now, what's the problem with being within grenade range?
Well, when we talk about ambushes, when we're within grenade range, we have very few decisions that can be made. They can basically throw explosives onto us. Any defilade that we have or any cover that we might be able to exploit can just be counteracted by hand grenades.
So when it comes to this range and this situation, you have two decision points. You're either going to die or you're going to assault back and assault through them. Those are the only two things that you're really able to do in this particular situation. Obviously in urban, you might be able to get away, or in certain situations.
Sure. The idea is to crush through the enemy ambush line so that you can create confusion and free yourself from the kill zone, is what we're trying to do.
Essentially. There you go. So we're gonna go ahead and show what that looks like and sounds like at this point.
Contact right! Moving! Go, go, go!
Bravo team moved up, Alpha team supported. We moved up to the line, kind of did an assessment of what was going on, decided that utilizing the terrain here, this terrain up here, the little gully we're in, we were going to need to utilize that terrain to maneuver. So I called for Alpha Team to maneuver. We moved behind safely and then moved up into, again, creating that L or the V, whatever you want to call it. We're essentially forcing the enemy forces we're forcing them into a decision point. And basically we're taking away options as much as we can. We want to completely eliminate their ability to maneuver anymore. So we moved up into that position. The most dangerous part of us initiating an assault, right, in a counter ambush, is the communication between the two elements now, because we're disparate. A very overwhelming fire. There's only 4 of us here in this demonstration, but if you could imagine 9 guys and most of them don't have suppressors, you're really not going to be able to hear anything. Plus the incoming fire is unsuppressed, most likely. So we pulled out a smoke. A smoke is a great way. We basically use that as a visual cue once we got into kind of our assault line.
If I'm not mistaken, you did bounding, correct?
Yeah, we did a bound. Just because the terrain is so open, when we got to our position up there, we saw that it was basically flat terrain. We have there's really no defilade to move to. And then they're all gonna get online, and there's some after action stuff that we're gonna be doing online, like getting casualty reports, ammunition count, all of that kind of stuff, enemy KIA. We're gonna start exploiting that, those things as well.
There is a So setting the scene here, we're about 2/3 way up the hill right now. We're traveling along. You can see we're in this nice little draw right here going towards the hilltop over there, and over that hilltop is getting into friendly territory. So the enemy has ascertained that we're gonna be using somewhere in these foothills, most likely along this one right here, as our route of travel back home. So they are set in place, they are far, they weren't able to quite get in place. This would be more in the lines of a planned ambush because they knew we were probably gonna take this route. So you can see right up there, that is our ridge. So when we start taking fire right here from across this valley, we're gonna need to get into a safe area, which is gonna be over that hill due to the fact that we are on the military crest right now.
Contact right! Loading! Bravo! Take it back! Bravo, move! Mag!